Good morning to all the students of class 12th political science once again here. Students, we were doing the fifth chapter of our book Contemporary World Politics, and the name of the chapter was Contemporary South Asia. So in the last video I told you what do we understand by South Asia. I showed you the maps and all the locations and all the members of South Asia. Later on we had studied about Pakistan and the different phases of democracy and military rule in Pakistan. And also I told you the factors that why Pakistan has not been able to stabilize in to form the government as a based on the democracy. So here today we will be doing the next topic, and the name of the topic is democracy in Bangladesh. In this, we'll studying the whole story of the formation of Bangladesh. As previously we know, it was the part of Western Pakistan, and what was the role of India in the formation of Bangladesh as an independent nation. And we will also see how democracy was established in Bangladesh. What were the efforts put up by the people of Bangladesh in this particular part? So listen to it as a story. It is very interesting, and point by point I will be telling you the whole story of democracy in Bangladesh in this particular part. So now starting this particular topic, democracy in Bangladesh. And the first point here is Bangladesh. As we know, Bangladesh was a part of Pakistan from 1947 to 1971. That is after the independence of India and after the partition of India and Pakistan. Bangladesh has been the part of Pakistan from 1947 to 1971. In 1971, Bangladesh became an independent nation, which we will be studying in this topic further. Often termed as East Pakistan. So this particular region of Bangladesh, which was under Pakistan in between 47 and 71, it was known as East Pakistan, as it was formed by migrants from the Western Pakistan. So many migrants from the Western Pakistan, today's Pakistan, went and settled down in East Pakistan to form this particular region as East Pakistan, which we call today as Bangladesh. This region was being dominated by Western Pakistan. So if we talk about Eastern Pakistan, today's Bangladesh, it was totally dependent and dominated according and under the control of Western Pakistan. Western Pakistan has been unfair to the people and imposed Urdu language. So the problem which came up in Eastern Pakistan, if we talk about the time period of after 1947, was that Western Pakistan always tried and dominate on the region of Eastern Pakistan. They were very unfair, or they discriminated the people of Eastern Pakistan, and the people and the population, most of the population was Bengali there. They had their own language, their culture, their heritage. They wanted to protect it, they wanted to follow it, propagate it, but Western Pakistan wanted to impose their Urdu language and Islam religion in Eastern Pakistan. So they dominated these people in every condition. So we can say that Eastern Pakistan was totally dependent on Western Pakistan, and Western Pakistan dominated this particular region in terms of political, economic, or cultural system. Here people did not have any rights or any participation in the government functioning. Neither they had any democratic rights, fundamental rights, right to speech, or any other social or economic participation or representation in Western Pakistan. So the people here wanted a separate nation, and they wanted us to promote their culture, religion, and heritage according to its area, as it was the Bengali people living in this particular region of Assam and Bengal. So soon after independence, there were protests against the unfair treatment of the Bengali culture and language. So after the independence, there was a lot of protests going on this particular region and unfair treatment to the Bengali culture. The treatment given to these Bengali people were very unfair. Okay, so there was no justice done to these people as it should be done in a democratic country, but it was all dominated by Pakistan. So here a lot of protest started. People wanted to freedom from Western Pakistan. The protest was led by Sheikh Mujibur. You should remember this name, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. This was the most of the famous prominent leader of Eastern Pakistan, we can say. He demanded autonomy. Autonomy means he needed some power or some representation which should be given to the Eastern Pakistan as well. So finally in 1970s elections were held in Pakistan, both in Western Pakistan and Eastern Pakistan. So Eastern Pakistan, Sheikh Mujib and his party, the party's name in Eastern Pakistan was Awami League and its leader name was Sheikh Mujib ur Rahman. His party won all the seats in Eastern Pakistan. So all the seats in Pakistan were won by the party of Awami League, and the leader of this party was Sheikh Mujib ur Rahman. So by this system of result of the election, Western Pakistan dominated this particular region again and arrested the most popular prominent leader, that is Sheikh Mujib, and tried to suppress the movement. Here people started to protest the movement against Western Pakistan, but here people Western Pakistan army somehow tried to suppress the movement under the leadership of Yahya Khan. As we had also studied this particular personality, Yahya Khan, who led to the war between India and Pakistan in 1971 because of this problem of Western Pakistan and Eastern Pakistan. So because of the result and outcome of the elections in Eastern Pakistan, the Pakistan army arrested Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and tried to suppress the movement under the leadership of Yahya Khan. In this particular movement, thousands of Bengali people were killed by the Pakistan army. So now Western Pakistan knew that they had won an election, that is they will be demanding their representation in the Pakistan assembly, in the parliament, and they will be demanding a separate nation. So thousands of Bengali people were killed by the Pakistan army. So when the people of Eastern Pakistan was being attacked by the Pakistan army, here this led to the large scale migration, we can say, and thousands of Bengali people in the large scale migrated to India. This led to the large scale migration into India, creating a huge refuse problem. We can say there was a huge refuse problem in India because already India was a huge country. There is a lot of huge population, and to support such a large population already resources were too less, and here around 80 lakhs people from Bangladesh or Eastern Pakistan refused to India, and India gave them protection in this particular situation here. And the people of Eastern Pakistan, that is Bangladesh, this asked the Indian government to support the demand for people of Eastern Pakistan for their independence and help them financially and militarily. Here people of East Pakistan demanded and asked the government of India to support them financially and militarily so that they can be an independent nation, and they wanted to be free from the dominance of Western Pakistan. So here India supported and came into action and helped Bangladesh to form an independent nation. This resulted in a war between India and Pakistan. That's why we study a war between India and Pakistan which was held in December 1971, because already there was a problem between India and Pakistan, and this particular incident led to the relationship between India and Pakistan into a next level, and so there was a war between India and Pakistan in 1971, and the result of this war was that it ended in surrender of Pakistan forces in Pakistan. The Western Pakistan forces surrendered them in the East Pakistan, and there was a formation of Bangladesh. So India won this particular war, and the army and the military of Pakistan surrendered themselves, and this particular region of East Pakistan had got freedom from the rule of Pakistan, and they formed a separate independent country, and the name of the country was here Bangladesh, because most of the population here was Bengali. So so now after independence, the aim of Bangladesh was to frame their constitution, and the people here wanted to follow a democratic method like India. So Bangladesh drafted its own constitution to begin with democracy. So they wanted to start as a democratic country, parliamentary form of government they wanted to support, declaring, because they had a faith, people in this country had faith in secularism, that all religions should be allowed here to promote their particular religion, democracy and socialism, where most of the resources are under the control of the state. So they wanted to follow this mixed pattern, democracy plus socialism, also promoting secularism in Bangladesh in the beginning. So the next point moving forward is, in 1975, Bangladesh was formed in 1971 after the war between India and Pakistan. It was an independent nation. So After moving, they had framed their constitution and they wanted to follow the democratic pattern like in India. So in 1975, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the most prominent leader there, who led to the protest and movement against the Western Pakistan dominance and finally forming a independent country. So here, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman amended the constitution. Amend means to bring changes in the constitution. In 1971, they had framed their constitution, which was based on democratic methods. But here there was a amendment or the changes done by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in the constitution, in which he shifted from the parliamentary form of government. In the constitution, they had parliamentary form of government, where are three organs like judiciary, executive and legislature, but here he moved it from to presidential government. So now there was no parliamentary form of government, they followed presidential government, in which there is a rule of the army or military like we saw in the case of Pakistan, and abolished all other political parties. Or also he did one more thing. Apart from parliamentary government, he brought into action a presidential form of government, and also he abolished all the political parties. There was no opposition party. There was a single party, Awami League, which belonged to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So here he wanted to act as a leader. He wanted to control all the powers in a single hand, and work according to the single party, that was Awami League. So this led to the further tension. So this action of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman led to further tension, conflict, turmoils and violence full environment in Bangladesh. So there was a period and the situation in Bangladesh where there were a lot of tension, conflicts, turmoils, and the situation of violence all around Bangladesh because of this action of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman as he amended the constitution. Now, so what happened when there was a lot of tension, conflicts in Bangladesh? Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was assassinated. A word assassinated means it is a murder, but we don't use the word murder for a famous political leader or a person who leads a particular group or a famous prominent personality who is well known. So we use the word assassinated. So this person was assassinated or killed in 1975 by the military. So military killed him, assassinated him, and after Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the power of the Bangladesh went in the hands of ruler. Another ruler was Ziaul Rahman. So this was the new ruler, and he was also working according to military. He was also not following the democratic method. So here he was also assassinated. After him, Ziaul Rahman was also assassinated, and the power shifted to lieutenant. Again, a military power came, and Lieutenant General H.M. Irshad now had all the powers in his hands to control and run the government in Bangladesh. Now, after the assassination of these two, he was having the sole power now, but there was a lot of public protest and movement against his rule, Irshad. Mass public protests made Irshad step down in 1990. So he was removed in 1990 due to lot of mass movement and agitation all around Bangladesh. So elections were held in 1991. Now fresh elections were held in 1991. Since then, representative democracy. Since 1991 in Bangladesh, they are following the democratic method or a parliamentary form of government again. There they have now multi-party system. Many parties are there, opposition parties are there. So now they are following the democracy. They are following the socialism and socialism. And their country is moving forward since 1991. So this was the establishment of democracy in Bangladesh, and also I told you the story how Bangladesh was formed and how the domination of Western Pakistan was ended with the help of India. And in the next part we will be doing and studying about Nepal. Till then, thank you.